Here, Tom, what more can you tell us about this outage?
Well, the FAA tells us that they are working to bring this system back up as quickly as possible, and they're doing it kind of piecemeal as they reboot the system and bring it up piece by piece. And I think you've gone through the discussion already of what the NOTAM computer is. We used to refer it as the Notice to Airmen. Now it's Notice to Air Missions. And the bottom line here is it provides that critical safety information for pilots, whether a runway might be closed, whether airspace may be closed because of a military operation or a rocket launch. All of that information is presented real time to pilots. So when that system went down this morning, the FAA immediately tried to alert everybody that this is not optimal in terms of flying without the safety information. Now, United Airlines has decided that they are, in fact, going to cancel all flights this morning, or rather hold all flights this morning until the system is up and operating. But we do have some flights flying. This is not a ground stop. This is, however, an effective ground stop for many airlines that are saying we don't want to fly under these conditions. So we're talking about, thousands of flights. At the moment, we've got 1,100 flight delays, about 95 cancellations or so at the moment. That will likely change through the morning as the FAA tries to get the system back up and running as quickly as possible. And as you can see, it is pretty quiet right now at LaGuardia Airport, but there are planes on the ramp preparing for and trying to taxi into position. One of our photographers at our affiliate here in Washington, D.C., tells us that he did see planes taking off from Reagan Airport. But it is a kind of a piece-by-piece operation. And you can see it looks like American does not have many things pulling out of the gates at this hour.
No Americans actually canceling flights. We know firsthand. So first of all, let's follow up, if we can, Tom, on what Steve Ratner was talking about, how we have an antiquated air system that Steve says he hasn't seen great improvements in the 30 years that he's been flying. And let me follow that up with a question about how shocking it is that there's not a redundancy here. There's not a system, a redundancy system in place. So if a system like this goes down, that would impact America's aviation system, that there's not redundancy to keep it going. What can you tell us about the antiquated nature of the system and why in the world there wouldn't be that redundancy?
Yeah, the FAA has, in fact, been working for some time to upgrade its entire computer system, its network. As you would expect, this is an extremely expensive proposition in the busiest airspace in the country, and it's a work in progress, to use a cliche. I can tell you that, despite the fact that some of our computer systems and processes appear to be antiquated, it is still the busiest air system in the country, in the world, rather, and still, the safest. But they are trying to piecemeal put this, upgrade the system airport by airport, or in fact, in a system like this, the NOTAM system, eventually bring that up to a more updated computer, a modern version of this IT system. Pardon me for being distracted as I'm speaking to you, because Amsterdam, I wanted to let you know, Amsterdam Airport, Frankfurt Airport, and London's Gatwick all tell us that, in fact, they have normal operations on flights into the United States. So this is pretty much U.S. airports that are affected, and airlines, for example, and pilots that are not able to get that immediate safety information on a runway that may be closed, on airspace that may be closed. Here's the good news, though. This is typically among the slowest periods of the year for air travel. We just came out of the holidays. We still have a ways to go before spring break. So if this had to happen, and no, it didn't have to happen, but it's happening probably at the least disruptive time of the year. And we really don't have much bad weather in the country, other than, of course, the Pacific Northwest and the rain and such in California.
And Jonathan Lear, we've had an update from the FAA 10 minutes ago, said they're still working to fully restore the Notice to Air mission system following an outage. While some functions are beginning to come back online, National Airspace System operations remain limited. Jonathan.
Yeah, we know Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg has been in touch with airlines trying to get a handle on what's going on here. Tom, my question to you, as we've been covering, it's sort of an antiquated system. We certainly don't know what has happened. It's possible it's simply a computer glitch. But anytime, and we should mention this, anytime something like this happens, of course, questions would be raised about some sort of hacking, whether this is perhaps some sort of cyber attack. Is there any chatter, Tom, there? Is this something that officials are looking into?
I had the exact same question this morning. I've asked the question whether there's any signs of a hack, and I so far don't have an answer to that. I'm not sure that yet they've been able to do the forensics analysis to be able to tell me that as well. But, to Joe's point about the system that needs to be modernized, you may recall that on January 2nd, right, the busiest travel day after the holidays, everybody coming back from New Year's Eve, the entire computer system in Florida went down, air traffic control in Florida. That was at the Miami Center. And as a result, we had essentially nothing moving for about 2 hours in Florida. Some of our producers stuck on the tarmac for 2 to 3 hours in Florida. That speaks to the need to upgrade the system. And one can presume, given 2 high-profile computer outages in the space of 2 weeks, Congress may have questions about the FAA's computer systems and budgetary needs.
Absolutely. Tom, if you're repeating yourself, I apologize, but has this happened before? Steve Ratner seems to think he's never seen anything like this before. And what does FlightAware look like right now? I mean, how many flights are impacted? Any idea?
I've got 1,100 flight delays at the moment. That's building by the minute. I need to go refresh my page. About 1,100 flight delays and 95 cancellations. To answer your question, I've been covering this beat now for 18 years, and I don't recall this happening on this scale before. I will tell you that normally when they have spot outages in various locations around the country, they're able to get their systems back up pretty quickly within a couple of hours. And I'm under the impression the FAA is working towards that goal right now as things are starting to slowly come back up online. But, on a typical day, you could have north of 25,000 planes in the air. Now, these are not all commercial planes, of course. You could have lots of private planes as well. But it can be very, very busy airspace. And I'll tell you that it's also not uncommon to have as many as 100,000 plus people, passengers, pilots, in the air at any one time. Now, think about that, 100,000 people in the air at any one time over the United States of America. All right, there we go. We have an outbound flight right there. Looks like it's going to be, it's a JetBlue taking off from LaGuardia. So it's not a ground stop as we now are trying to get updated information from the FAA, but rather it is certainly affecting flight operations nationwide.
So